Curious about your thoughts on the roles and the need for service providers in crafting and passing good legislation like this. We'll turn to Senator Biss first.
Great. Well, I would say on this particular battle, the way it wound up playing out in practice was really a very, very slow, gradual kind of trench warfare, one member at a time. And so, Lucy and I on the team had different strategies on an individual basis for almost every individual member of the legislature. And in some cases, it was the service providers and specific stories from the district were absolutely crucial. In other instances, they were totally irrelevant, just depending on what the pressure points were for the member. But what we found was that by assembling a team that included not just individual service providers, but also statewide associations that then had members across the state, if we found there was a particular legislator in a particular part of the state who really needed to hear from people on the ground, we could then mobilize two trusted voices from their community who would speak to them, and that proved to be very valuable. More generally speaking, I tried personally to maintain very close contact with providers in my district because, quite frankly, without the information directly from them about A, what's happening in the community, but B, what the direct and real-world impact of the decisions we're making is, I become totally useless and lost. So I maintain an advisory committee of key trusted providers in my district, and we sit down, roughly quarterly and just kind of talk about the world, usually with a fairly vague agenda. But I find that I leave those meetings with a much better sense of focus about what needs to be done differently in Springfield and what I ought to be devoting the bulk of my attention to. I won't say that all legislators gather information in that particular way, but I would guess that nearly all of us have that need to gather that type of information from providers in their communities one way or another.